Liza finally stepped out of the prison gates, a shadow of her former self. The time she served had worn her down, leaving her weak and tired. The once vibrant woman was gone, replaced by someone who just wanted a chance to start over. Her plan was simple: go back to school, finish her studies, and maybe, just maybe, everything would fall back into place. That morning, walking back onto the school campus, a tiny spark of hope flickered within her. But that spark was extinguished the moment she was summoned to the dean's office. The dean's face was grim. "Miss Liza," he began, his voice heavy, "we regret to inform you that you have been expelled." Liza shot up from her chair, her body trembling in shock. "What? Expelled? Why?" Tears welled up in her eyes, threatening to spill over. The dean sighed, a look of pity mixed with sternness on his face. "We read about your case in the news. This institution has a reputation to uphold. You brought shame to our school. You were charged with presenting false evidence and forgery. Your name was all over the internet. We simply cannot have someone like you as a student here." Liza's voice was a desperate whisper. "Sir, please, I've changed. I just want to finish my education." But her pleas fell on deaf ears. The decision was final. When she stumbled out of the dean's office, her legs felt like jelly. She collapsed onto a nearby bench, the world spinning around her. Everything she had worked so hard for, everything she had dreamed of, was gone in an instant. As she sat there, lost in her despair, a police car pulled up. An officer walked directly to her. "Ms. Liza, you need to come with us." A fresh wave of panic washed over her. "What did I do now?" she asked, her voice trembling. The officer's reply was cold and detached. "You haven't done anything new, but since you are no longer a student, you have no valid reason to remain in this country. You are hereby deported to Nigeria. Today." Lisa's eyes widened in disbelief. "Deported. Today," she cried out. "Please, just give me some time. I need to get my things. I have nowhere to go." But the officers were unmoved. They escorted her directly to the airport, leaving no room for argument or goodbyes. It all happened so fast, she couldn't even call anyone to let them know. Within hours, she was on a plane, heading back to a country she barely recognized as home anymore. Her mind was a whirlwind of turmoil. She thought of her husband, Jacoby. Would he still want her? Could she ever rebuild the life she had shattered? As the plane ascended into the clouds, she closed her eyes and whispered a silent prayer. "God, please, just give me one more chance." By a strange twist of fate, on that very same day, Jacoby also landed in Nigeria. He had heard about Lisa's deportation and decided it was time for him to go home too. Despite all the pain she had caused, a part of him still cared for her. He told himself that if their paths ever crossed again, he would try to fix their broken marriage. He felt she had suffered enough. When Liza walked through the arrival gate at the Lagos airport, tired and disoriented, she was stunned to see him standing there, waiting. Without a word, Jacoby took her bag from her hand. She looked down, too ashamed to meet his eyes. "Thank you," she mumbled. "Let's go home," he replied, his voice calm and even. They lived together in a fragile peace for the next few days. The silence between them was heavy but not hostile. They moved around each other like ghosts, the unspoken words hanging in the air. Then one morning, Liza emerged from her room, her face stained with tears. "Jacoby," she began, her voice barely a whisper. "There's something I have to tell you." He turned to face her, his expression unreadable. "What is it?" She took a shaky breath, gathering all her courage. "I'm pregnant," she confessed. The word hung in the air, and Jacoby froze. He stared at her for what felt like an eternity. "Pregnant?" he finally echoed, his voice hollow. "Yes," she whispered, her gaze fixed on the floor. "It happened before I went to jail. It's Robert's. Please, forgive me. I know I made so many mistakes, but maybe this child can be our new beginning." Jacoby's calm demeanor shattered. He stood up, pacing the room, his breathing heavy. "Our new beginning. Liza, do you hear yourself? You are with another man. That child is not mine." Liza's composure crumbled, and she broke down into sobs. I know the baby isn't yours, but please, I'm begging you, forgive me." I still love you. I don't have anyone else in this world. Please don't leave me again. But Jacoby shook his head, his eyes hard. Liza, I can forgive the lies. I can forgive the shame you brought upon us. I can even forgive the pain, but I cannot accept another man's child. I cannot raise a baby that is not mine. You've crossed a line I can't come back from. He turned away from her and started gathering her belongings, stuffing them into her bag. Please, don't do this, Liza wailed, clinging to his leg. I have nowhere to go. I'm begging you. He was deaf to her cries. Go and stay with the father of your child. He sighed coldly. I tried, Liza. I came all the way to America to find you. I forgave you after everything, but this is where it ends. He pushed her bag out the front door and locked it behind her. Liza collapsed onto the dusty ground outside, her body racked with uncontrollable sobs. Neighbors began to gather, their whispers like daggers in her heart. Her shame had followed her all the way home. That night, Liza found a room in a small, cheap guest house. Sleep was impossible. Her mind replayed every devastating moment. The prison, the deportation, Jacoby's final rejection. The more she thought, the more she cried, until her tears ran dry. She decided she couldn't go through with the pregnancy. I can't have this child, she whispered to the empty room. It will only be a constant reminder of my shame. The next morning, she went to a local chemist and bought abortion pills. The woman who sold them to her gave a stern warning. Madam, take only 2. But in her desperate and confused state, Liza took far too many. She returned to her room, lay on the bed, and waited for it all to be over. Minutes later, a terrifying pain gripped her. She started bleeding heavily, the cramps unbearable. She screamed, clutching her stomach, but no one heard her. Her phone was dead. She tried to crawl to the door for help, but her strength failed her. She collapsed onto the floor. God, please forgive me, she whispered, her voice fading. I just wanted peace. Within moments, her breathing grew faint. She took one last, shallow breath, and her story came to its tragic end on the cold, lonely floor of that guest house room. When the staff found her the next morning, it was far too late. Liz's search for a new beginning had ended in a final, heartbreaking tragedy.